Hello my lovelies, welcome back to the channel. Congratulations, you found the champ dog. Let's have a brew. I can feel the kilos just shedding off me as we speak. My IQ is increasing, my synapses are firing, and I think my eyesight is slightly improved. You have green eyes, I never knew that before. Anyway, we are going to be jumping into the arena today to play some standard 2022. I'm trying to get some Rakdos and Grixis lists that I'm happy with not that much success, because honestly I'm not trying too hard. But that's what we're going to be doing. But first, let's just chill out, have some coffee. I know we've done the sip, but you know, sometimes people are late, they don't have their drink ready. So another simultaneous sip coming up. Synchronized sip, simultaneous sip. What did I end up calling it? Someone in the comments remind me. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying your coffee. I'm enjoying mine, and I really would recommend that you actually get a cup of coffee or whatever your favorite beverage is ready for these videos. As you know, you just get that little bit of synchronicity at the start, and you feel like you're doing something together, and it's like a little bit of human contact. But surprisingly, it can actually help put you in a slightly better mood and start your day off well. But I mean, I guess looking at this handsome mug and hearing me talk is already starting your day off pretty well, isn't it? Right? Alright, well, you guys shuffle up and I'll see you in the arena in just a second. Alright, and take 5. So today, guys, we're playing some Rakdos Midrange. If you've been following the channel for a bit, you know I love this color combination and I love trying to do slightly unconventional things with it, which is what we're doing today. We're playing a Rakdos ramp deck. So we've got this core package that you've probably seen, Shambling Ghast, Hunt for Specimens with our Deadly Dispute and Village Rites, to play out some early creatures, maybe get into our learn board and sacrifice them to draw cards and make treasures to help us ramp. And using that package, it's possible to power out like a turn 3 Goldspan Dragon. The little bit of spice that you probably haven't seen as much of, Dream Devourer. So this is a 2-mana 0/3 and it gives every non-land card in my hand Foretell. So I can Foretell it for 2, and then the Foretell cost, the cost to play it from the Foretell zone, is its casting cost reduced by 2 generic mana, and then it also gets +2/+0 whenever I Foretell a thing. So I can play this on turn 2, Foretell a 6-drop on turn 4, get in for 2 if that's appropriate, and then on turn 4 I can play that 6-drop out of the Foretell zone. And even if the Devourer gets removed, you can still cast it from the Foretell zone if it's already foretold. So that's sort of our ramp package. We've got a lot of weird cards going on here, so we'll talk about the removal package. I've got 1 Flunk, 2 Soul Shatter, and 1 Poison the Cup. Seems a bit weird, and it is a bit weird. It's because I don't love any of these cards. Soul Shatter is a nice flexible piece that can hit creatures or planeswalkers, but you don't get to choose what it is, which can be good if it's a Goldspan Dragon because you're not targeting, but it's just a little awkward sometimes. You just want to be able to kill a specific thing. Flunk is a 2-mana removal spell, and it would be really good because it's a -X/-X effect, but because it's based on the cards in your opponent's hand, sometimes, like in the early game, it often doesn't kill things because your opponent can have like 5 cards and you're only giving something -2/-2. And even sometimes in the late game, when people see black mana and playing slowly, and particularly see this ramp package, they're expecting Blood on the Snow, so they often hold things back. So sometimes this can just be a little bit awkward. So I've got it in there as a one-off because I want some targeted 2-mana removal. The other option is, of course, Power Word Kill, but with the amount of dragons and angels in the format, it's not very good. We've got a one-off Poison the Cup. It's a little less conditional than either of these other 2 cards, and you can target it, but it's 3 mana to kill a creature, or you can Foretell it, but then you've paid 4 mana over 2 turns to kill something. And you get to scry 2, which is really nice. But all of these cards are just awkward a lot of the time. I don't love any of them, so I've just got a split of them. Goldspan Dragon, you guys know what Goldspan Dragon is. It's the best card in the format, and we're trying to ramp, so it makes sense to have it. The other weird little card, Cleansing Wildfire. So this is a 2-mana sorcery. I can blow up a land. Its controller gets to put a basic onto play tapped and shuffle, and then I get to draw a card. That's just here to deal with the occasional man land. I want to see if it's any good. It saw play in Modern, so the card itself is good. I just want to see how it plays out in this format. And then we've got our top end. So I've got 2 Valky. I can play this as a 2 mana creature if I need to, but ideally I want to play the Tibalt side. I got 3 Blood on the Snow, a single Professor Onyx, and an Orcus Prince of Undeath. These are the cards that I'm trying to ramp into. If I can drop a 7 mana Planeswalker on turn 5 or a 6 mana Planeswalker on turn 4, I'm doing pretty well. If I can slap down a 6 mana board wipe on turn 4 and get back a little chump blocker that I can sack for more cards and treasure, I'm doing pretty well. Foretelling Orcus is also really good. Just makes him cheaper and you can blow stuff up or get stuff back. The mana base, I didn't want to diddle around with too much, so I just went with basic Snowlands and the Faceless Haven. I also don't have a lot of copies of... I've only got Den of the Bugbear. I don't have a Hive of the Eye Tyrant, which I think would be a better one in this deck. But that could definitely be tweaked. The sideboard, you'll notice Teachings of the Archaics. This was originally a Grixis list, and I just forgot to take this out, but it's in the games that you're about to see, so I didn't want to remove it. Interestingly enough, I do actually end up casting this in one of the games off a treasure. I've got 2 Mascot Exhibition and 2 Environmental Sciences, because they're what I'm getting most of the time. Single Confront the Past to bring back a Walker if I want to, and a single Necrotic Fumes, because it just feels really bad when you really need to get rid of a big creature and you draw a Hunt for Specimens and there's nothing in your learn board to do anything about it. So sometimes I can just get rid of an annoying threat with this, and it exiles as well, which is nice. So that's the deck, guys. We're going to jump in, play a few games, and I'm going to have a chat to you about it again after the games. But let's shuffle up and get in there. Opponent goes first, a little bit sad there, but what can we do? We've got our 1-2 opener, which we're after. No red mana. A little bit weird. A little bit weird. Of course they don't block. We're not actually ramping into anything specific here, so we're actually going to do the -1. Maybe should have waited for opponent's turn to do this, but whatevs, here we are. Would have been able to ramp into a dragon. Just go straight to the Exhibition. Next turn we're going to be dragoning, so hopefully shortly after that we'll be able to cast Exhibition. Lifelink, nice. I think this artifact is underappreciated. Probably combos really well with our Lurking Roper. So I think we let this happen so we can play Mascot Exhibition next turn. Our hand's a little unimpressive at this point though. I've been playing out all of our ghasts. We just get really blown out by a sweeper. Yep. Ah, Valentine, there he is. Can get a bit more aggressive here. Yep, that's fine. Yeah, opponent's been a bit stuck on mana for a fair bit of this game. Nighthawk Scavenger. Now there's an underplayed card as well. And there's a solution to it. There is a solution. Easy wins. Take him to the bank. On the play. This hand is a bit awkward, to be honest, but let's give it a whirl, see what we can do. Worst case scenario, we can Valky and sack it to get a little bit deeper. Let's take a little peek, see what they're working with. Whole bunch of removals is what they're working with. And we're just going to eat a Bloodchief's Thirst. So yeah, I'm just going to do that. Obviously we don't block here, otherwise they can just play the Wanderer. Yep. So I could just run it back, but it's just going to get flunked. Seems a little suboptimal. Should still give it, if I play this, it gets -4, -4. Yeah, so no point. Cool. Getting a little choked on red mana is unfortunate. This does let them play their big guy. I don't think I want Hunt for Specimens right now, but Shambling Ghast is good. Shambling Ghast is pretty good. I think we just leave it like this, because we might be Blood on the Snowing next turn. Oh, there's my land. There's my red land. I did sequence that turn a little bit poorly. That's definitely a thing that I did there. Destroy all creatures. We'll get back a Valky here. take a look at the hand. See what they dig up. Probably a mascot exhibition, let's be real. Oh no, Inkling summoning, okay. Oh, pardon me. Yep. Run it back. So they can get me very low here, don't get me wrong. I am playing this by the skin of my teeth. Because I take 2 from this guy. Sure. This still lets me play Valky next turn. Tybalt, I mean. And so now if they play their Vampire Spawn, I can just steal it and play my own.
Sure, you can handle a little pain.
Thank you. Honestly, I think we just keep backup Tybalt and start putting the beat down on him. Yep, let's go. Tybalt, man, no one is playing him, but he's still so strong. Still so strong. On the play. Got the Dream Devourer. Hope it doesn't get killed. I really want to know how the interaction with Dream Devourer and X-Cast spells worked. Like, it's pretty obvious how I want it to work. I want to know if it does work that way. So far, every time I've managed to drop a turn 2 Dream Devourer, it's been killed. Hopefully, this is the game that bucks the trend. Doesn't seem too likely with Warlock class there. You don't play that if you're not running a lot of removal. And this is a combo kill with Peer into the Abyss, and also with another... There's another thing you can combo this with. Hey, they spent their turn leveling this up. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so our opponent is on Golgari. Hey, the one of Cleansing Wildfire. Okay, that was a big mistake. I should have played a land first, and then I would have been able to follow up with the Shambling Ghast. That's definitely an oopsie on my part. Definitely an oopsie on my part. Here's Blex. What do you do? Okay, you do that. I'm going to attack. If they block, we're pretty happy with that, to be honest. They gain some life, that's fine. That was going to happen eventually. But we've foretold the two things we care about foretelling in our hand. 1 mana Soul Shatter is going to be pretty sweet. No one's going to see that coming. Obviously, we're saving the Wildfire for a creature land. I think these cards are very good. Lizette is a beating if you can get her to pop off. One mana Soul Shatter. Feels pretty good. What's in my yard? So I can get back the Dream Devourer with Orcus, but I think we want to set the bar a little higher. Again, I should have played this first and left a red mana untapped, so if they play a man land this turn, I can kill it and draw a card. Kazandu Mammoth. Do they have a follow-up play? They're not seriously considering a fight spell. My land. My land. On a 1/1. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can still play Orcus for 3. Wow. I think. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, feels so good. Works exactly how I wanted it to. Tusky, sure. Eye Twitch, sure. Let's get swinging. Beginning of your end step, cool. So they're just chumping. Now Shambling Ghast does a really good job of dealing with Tusky. So they will need to kill the Shambling Ghast before they attack. Ooh. Necrotic Fumes, they're not going to sacrifice their Tusky, surely. Surely. Man, they've got so many cards in hand, how can none of them be good? Bye, Tusky. So they Fumes in response, I assume? Oh, no, Deadly Dispute. Okay, that works too. Mind you, they are straight up facing lethal at the moment a couple of ways. They need to answer 2 creatures. They need to kill one of these things and have an answer for the Haven. Eliwick. I mean, that's just good game then, isn't it?
But music is the true expression of my heart.
Why don't you just, like, concede?
I love making new friends.
Ah, because you gain life. You gain 3 life. Why was I not given an opportunity? Oh, it's a sorcery. I was like, why couldn't they cast this in their end step? It's a sorcery. Read the card. Read the card is why. I mean, they still die. They're still just dead here. Bye-bye. On the draw, it's okay. Hand seems reasonable, assuming the Dream Devourer lives. Can't really be upset about last game. We did win 3 on the trot, so we can't complain too much about getting bad luck. Paladin class, sure. Clarion Spirit, sure. So Blood on the Snow should be pretty good here. Assuming it doesn't get killed. No Blizzard Brawl, 1 time. No, they wouldn't be playing Blizzard Brawl because they're not playing Snowlands. Cool. Maybe my Dream Devourer lives. Wouldn't that be exciting? Okay, into the learn board. Definitely looks like it's going to live. Very exciting. Yes, Cast Sciences. Yes. Oh, this is a good turn for us. Obviously, we don't want them pumping out tokens, but Blood on the Snow will deal with that. Take our 3 here, that's fine. We're all too happy to take our 3. Swing back for 2. Bonk. Sure. Now the question is, I mean, obviously I don't want to spend Blood on the Snow just blowing up effectively 1 creature, but I also don't want to take another 6 damage. But it doesn't seem like I have a whole lot of choice. I can chump and Deadly Dispute. No, I can't. Because the price just went up. Forgot about that. Got to pay attention to this card. Cool, so I just effectively wasted 2 mana last turn. Go me. Great job. Oh well. We're still going to chump the Spirit. Just Spirit. Soak up some damage. Hopefully encourage them to play out their hand a little bit. And double strike. That's just nasty. That is just nasty. Oh, they shouldn't have hasters. I do have a Poison the Cup here. We got things to do. Opponent has been a coward. Just putting all their mana into this instead of playing into my board wipe. Good play is cowardice, people. Cowardice. Let's see what they do here. To make sure my mic is still attached. It dropped out in the last game for some reason. I don't know why it does that. Sure. Oh, big things. Big things. start pumping out some treasures. So we still have a chump block and a poison the cup held up. This is a weird deck. Seems like a pretty suboptimal Magecraft deck. Mind you, I don't know what an optimal Magecraft deck looks like in this format, so maybe I'm just talking out of my behind. Yep, there it is. Feels like they have a snakeskin veil here. And if they do, we are just dead, of course. Anything that gives it trample is also lethal. No, we lose. Fair enough. On the play, hands are kind of awkward, but we're keeping. We are keeping. Bonk. What you got there, Shugel? That's a little sad. Mind you, next turn we can cast Professor Onyx. Turn 4 Professor Onyx seems good. Ranger's Hawk? Sure. Sure, guys. Yep. Sure. What have I come up against? Wow. Kinda glad to get all of those out of the way, to be honest.
Open your books to page 17 or something.
I think we take Hunt for Specimens. I've got Blood on the Snow to kill creatures anyway.
Come on, there's gotta be something useful.
And this into Environmental Sciences lets me draw a bunch of things. Okay, unfortunately Professor Onyx is dead. So I'm not going to gain life off casting those spells, which would have been nice off the Magecraft triggers. Oh, she's still alive. How did that... Because I can't do maths. That's how that happened. Wowzers. We'll take a Valky.
There has to be an answer here.
I mean, I kind of want to just get Mascot Exhibition, but then I'll need to discard down to hand size. That's fine though, right? Just pitching some lands. Yeah, that's fine. Just, yeah, drop off one swamp. I mean, there's no point getting Environmental Sciences because I'm already at 5 mana. I can cast Blood on the Snow next turn regardless. They swing with everything. Sure. Saves me some life.
I'll be be in my office.
Okay.
Fear not, friend. I will guide your hand against it.
Please cast it.
My
Please
acolytes
cast
are
that.
paragons
Yes.
of justice.
I could get back a Valky and peek in their hand. But I think getting an Onyx is just strictly more powerful.
Witherbloom is just as dark and musty as I remember.
And I will drop off another swamp.
Digging.
Feels good. Feels very good. Yep.
I am proud of all my followers.
Sorry, Bahamut. You gon' die soon. You gon' die very soon. The only question is, how exactly do I want to do it? Ooh, that's pretty sexy. That's
Come on,
pretty
there's gotta be
sexy.
something useful.
So I can give everything else -3, -3. It's not quite enough, is it? Not quite enough. Oh, it's a toughin'. And okay, I just annoyed my opponent into conceding there. That's sorry, Shugam, I know I was playing really slowly there. I was thinking, like, do I get back the Dream Devourer and foretell Orcus if I can play a land? I wasn't sure if I'd played a land this turn or not because I'm not paying enough attention and my head's not really in the game. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard for them to come back from there, isn't it? Pretty difficult. Okay, I would really like to go out on a win here. Turn 4 Professor Onyx seems pretty potent. Ugh, Ranger class, what a beating. What an absolute beating. We got a reader. Oh, so what do I foretell? Valky or Onyx? I mean, Valky's the much stronger card, but I can play Onyx next turn. No point attacking there, obviously. Yep, I assume they would level up here. The counter goes on the wolf, and they get him with both.
If I won't be given a second chance. Sorry, you don't make the grade.
No attacks. We're going to try and protect Onyx here. Another old growth troll. They could have just activated Ranger class there. I mean, I need to take the land here.
Ugh, there has to be an answer here.
I think we hold up Deadly Dispute. Try to dig for a Blood on the Snow. The life drain triggers off Onyx are pretty nice there. Wish I had some something to get rid of this werewolf pack leader so they wouldn't draw a card though. They can give this trample, can't they? Oh well, I'm still going to chump block it. These are their attacks. Okay. So there is nothing I can do to save Professor Onyx. Take a treasure token, please. No blood on the snow, unfortunately.
My motivation's withered.
Another pack leader. Foretell this. So they've got some sort of instant speed shenanigan going on over there. Why are they digging through my graveyard? What do I want to get? Probably exhibition. Yet to find a single source of red mana. Ooh, big V. That's very problematic. Very problematic. Just getting bodied here. absolutely bodied. Ranger class just destroying us. Ooh, 1 life. And there is blood on the snow. I think it has to be Onyx.
Welcome to Witherbloom College, class.
I think it has to be. Obviously, we're not going to tick her up because that will almost kill us. Oh, and they find a haster. Oh, well, I really wanted to go out in the win, but I guess it ain't happening. Oh, well, what do you do? So, that's the deck, guys. It's been pretty fun. Obviously, we got absolutely manhandled by Mono Green there, and there are a few other games that we lost. There's been a lot of games where we haven't drawn red mana in a timely fashion. Hasn't really held us back all that much, though. The one of Cleansing Wildfire never really made an appearance, so we didn't get to see if that was helpful. I feel like the deck needs some more removal. Like, it definitely needs to be tweaked. I think it needs some more, like, targeted removal. Probably needs at least a 4th Blood on the Snow. So you really do rely on your sweepers, and sometimes you just can't find them in time. I really don't think Goldspan Dragon is doing a lot for us. So honestly, if I was going to make changes right now, like, it has won me a couple of games off camera, and it has enabled some things with the treasures. But it just doesn't really feel like it matches what the rest of the deck is trying to do. Like, this is kind of a proactive card, unless you've got it with, like, in the blue-based lists where you can use it to turn on counter spells and stuff. Like, it doesn't really fit in with, the rest of what we're trying to do, unfortunately. So maybe Goldspan Dragons are the cut to bring in some more removal, like Blood on the Snow. Maybe even Crippling Fear or Shadow's Verdict to get some slightly cheaper sweepers. Maybe some more spot removal. Unfortunately, none of the 2 mana removal is really good. Poison the Cup is pretty decent, but it's slow and expensive for what it does. And you could honestly just have the red splash just for Orcus and Tivolt. Orcus felt pretty good the couple of times that I've drawn him. Again, I don't know if he really needs a spot in the deck, but he feels good, and I like playing Rakdos. Otherwise, I think the other thing you could do would be lean into red a little bit more. Try to work in a little more creatures. Get a little bit more mid-rangey. Maybe Frostbite could be quite a good removal spell as well. Yeah, and try to have a little more pressure and a little more board presence in the mid game. I just don't really know what creatures in this color combination are good for that role. Obviously, there's some good, like, aggressive red creatures. Black doesn't seem super strong. Like, obviously, it has some of the best sweepers at the moment, but it doesn't have great targeted removal, and a lot of the creatures aren't that great either. Nighthawk Scavenger, there's an option. I mentioned that in one of the games. Someone played Nighthawk Scavenger against me, and it was a beating. So that's another good, like, sort of mid-rangey thing. What about in red, though? Don't really know. Anyway. And I also wasn't meant to have this in the sideboard, even though it did actually come up in one game where I ended up drawing it and playing it off treasure, but we don't have access to blue mana. I think if we're going to have an off-color splash in the lone board, it should probably be Containment Breach. But this was surprisingly fun. But for now, that's the deck. I may make some changes and bring it back. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. You've been brilliant. I'll catch you all in the next video. Don't forget to slap like if you enjoyed the content. Leave us a comment, and feel free to subscribe if you are so inclined. It doesn't cost you anything.